Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Wood and I chose to do my professional development presentation on social media integration. In this presentation, I'm going to touch base on what social media is, what it might look like in the classroom, why you would want to use it, in other words, the benefits of social media in education, and how you can do this in your classroom. Before we get started, you need to know what social media is. Social media is a communication tool that allows its users to interact with one another and contribute to content completely online. Social media will allow people to work with others across the world and create new communities. It can be used on a personal level to communicate with friends and family, on a professional level to network with others in your career area, and on an educational level like I'm going to be talking about today. Some of the most popular social media platforms include Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. There are so many other platforms like Flipgrid and TikTok as well. All of these social media platforms that I have listed can be used in a classroom setting for educational purposes. Now that we know what social media is and a few examples of its platforms, we can take a look at what integrating social media into a classroom will actually look like and what it can be used for. First of all, integrating social media into the classroom will have three different perspectives: the perspective of a student, from a teacher, and from a parent. As for what social media can be used for, there are so many ways it can be used, but the two most important ways are for the students and for the teachers to communicate with parents. In terms of social media for your students, you can teach lessons, set reminders for due dates, deadlines, or test days, or set up a message board for a whole class. All of this can be done using different platforms of social media. Besides your students, social media can be a fundamental way of communication between teachers and parents. Similarly to the way social media can be used to remind students of due dates and other important information, teachers can also use social media to remind parents of these important announcements as well. This way, teachers know that information is getting out to the parents and not just their students. Social media can also be a place for parents to ask and/or respond to any questions either to or from their child's teacher. Moving forward, let's look at reasons why teachers might decide to integrate social media into their classrooms. Social media can provide benefits to all parties involved, that being the students, the teacher, and the parents. Starting with how social media can benefit the students, the first being it can promote self-directed learning. Because students are allowed more freedom when working with social media, it can prepare them to be more independent in searching for information and making important decisions. Another benefit is that it can increase students' confidence with new knowledge. Last but not least, social media can encourage students to participate in class discussions. It's very common for students to get anxious when required to talk in front of an entire class, so the presence of social media could take away these feelings of anxiety and allow students to be more involved in discussions. Next is benefits of social media in the classroom for teachers. First of all, the use of social media allows for increased communication between teachers and parents. Adding on to the idea of increased communication, social media helps teachers get the word out about important updates and information. This can range anywhere from field trips and permission slips to school functions or even due dates for homework and big classroom projects. Another great benefit for teachers is that social media allows teachers to share ideas with other teachers or school administrators. Lastly, social media can be a huge factor in helping teachers get their students more motivated to learn. School can often get boring, overwhelming, or a mixture of both, and social media can make learning more fun and less stressful for students. When we think about integrating social media into the classroom, we immediately think about how it would affect the students and the teacher in the classroom. However, what is often overlooked is how it will affect parents. Although parents are not actually in the classroom itself, they also receive the benefits of having social media. Like I said before, social media is beneficial because it allows for increased communication between parents and teachers, and it can also be a place for parents to get updates and information that they otherwise would not know, such as field trip due dates and more. Social media also allows parents a chance to have an understanding of what their child is learning. It's important for parents to know or have at least a little bit of an understanding of what their child is learning so that they can help with homework and be able to talk about what is going on in the classroom. Now that we've covered what social media is, what it might look like in a classroom, and why teachers should integrate it into their classroom, we can finally take a look at the different strategies and techniques you can use to implement it into your classroom. One technique is through Facebook. As a teacher, you can make a Facebook page specifically for parents of the students in your class. On the page, you can post important information and alerts, due dates for upcoming tests, or any school functions going on. Another way you can use Facebook is through Facebook groups, which allows you to record your lectures and then upload them for your students to watch. This would be most helpful during a time like COVID. Twitter can be a place for students to interact with their teachers and fellow classmates. You can create a message or discussion board for your students and use it either to share updates or ask educational questions pertaining to the content you are teaching. This will get students more involved in class discussions. Teachers can use Pinterest as a way to get inspiration for lesson plans, ways to decorate their classrooms, crafts to do for their students, and much more. Teachers can also create a class board where you can upload student artwork. Students will feel proud of when they see their work displayed, and parents will love this kind of glimpse into the classroom. Instagram is a great way for students to create pages for any clubs or organizations that they are involved in. Students can create an Instagram account for clubs like National Honor Society, Spanish Club, Robotics, Key Club, or even sports teams, so that they can post upcoming events or fundraisers. Flipgrid is another way to create class message boards, but in video form. Teachers can upload videos teaching a lesson or asking a question, and students can respond with another video. Students can also create videos responding to each other and keep the conversation going. Last but not least, TikTok can be a fun and creative way for students to make educational content videos. YouTube can also be used for the same reason. Teachers can also use these platforms to upload short lectures. To close this presentation, I just wanted to say that you can integrate social media into any classroom at any grade level. There's no cost to do this, and there's so many benefits for students, teachers, and parents, as we saw before. And these are my resources for my presentation. Thank you.